Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing, Mr. Felix?
All right, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir. Good Saturday morning, everyone out there who is doing has a great opportunity to join us this morning for a great show of Sports Talk with Kamau Felix. Thank you so much for joining us this great September 3rd. September 3rd, 2022. We are into the month of September, getting inching closer to the season of fall. Pumpkin spice, everything everywhere. That drives me crazy. That I hope they make an act of Congress to make go away. But hey, what do I know? Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we are here. I'm starting already, huh?
Just don't stop, baby.
I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't say something crazy every now and then. All right. We want to say thank you once again. Click like, click share. Get on the phone, get on the internet, text somebody, let them know that Kamau and Felix are here talking sports again. And as always, we want to thank you and ask you to don't forget to get this book right here, Gratefulness Journey, and make sure you can see it right. Probably gonna mess up today since I blurred my background. Gratefulness Journey every day with Marcus, written by Mr. Marcus Holmes. You can get that on Amazon Prime. Make that a prime example of things you need to order this week because you know you ordered something from Amazon. So go and order that book. And get one for yourself, for a friend. The holidays are coming up. It's a great stocking stuffer. You can start get yourself together for those gifts. You can say potluck gifts when people you want to show up at a party and they say, "What am I going to bring?" Grab that book, get your little bag, just drop it in there with some little paper and put it on top. Gift. You ready to go. Thank you again. We're going to start off with the topic of the week. The topic of the week is the greatest thing of all time: football, and more football. Last week we had a couple games with Nebraska and Northwestern that came down to the end, and Penn State and Purdue. This week that came down to the end. Let's start with Nebraska and Northwestern. I'm watching that game with a smile on my face because I'm like, yes, finally football from Ireland. And they got a nice crowd over there. Everybody excited, more than just the families of the players. And as I found out later, they gave away free beer because the concession stands went down, and the government said, we're not gonna lose this crowd. So they gave out free beer to everybody, and that probably was the best thing that happened to the game because they started cheering like it was a soccer game over there, and come down to the end, and Northwestern is gifted a victory. Well, I'll say that they were gifted a victory because Nebraska played like they didn't want to win, and Northwestern played not to lose, and it paid off. Scott Frost kicked it one side coming off the halftime, and I'm sitting there watching the game going, what are you doing? You going to go for the juggler? As soon as I saw that kicker started moving slow, I said, oh, man, he about to onside this. And sure enough, it rolled right to the guy. Now, I'm not against that call. You just got to make it work. If you're going to do that, you got to make it succeed. Because then you give Northwestern a short field, they go down to score, they take the lead. Nebraska come down to score, Northwestern come back and score, and that was the whole game right there. The whole game. Down the stretch, I'm looking at Scott Frost just that look on his face. And I kept saying, Northwestern is playing not to lose. They are daring Nebraska to beat them. And that's exactly what happened. What was your thoughts? So did you get a chance to take a look at that game at all?
Yeah, I got caught. I caught right at that moment when they did the on. He was going off of momentum because they had just scored.
Off a halftime.
So, right. So I guess he would keep the fire burning. Scott Frost shouldn't have never left Central Florida. You wanted to come back to your alma mater, and coach. You won a national championship there. I get it. Florida. That was a bad decision because if you don't at least, you're going to get canned, son. And you could have stayed in Central Florida, built that program, came back to Nebraska. That was bad coaching. To me, I was a factory worker. What do I know? If it was me, I would have stayed in Central Florida. Yeah, you got to recruit. You got to see you in Central Florida. You got the weather, ladies. You got all the things you can bring to it. Right. What you gonna show him in Nebraska? He messed up. Bad coaching decision on my part. I would, or if I would have came back to Nebraska, I would have came back as the AD coach. Nah.
So just the AD instead of the coach, huh?
Yeah, I came back as the coach. I came back as a teaching assistant, but I wouldn't have came back as a coach. Nah.
As a coach. But I got a feeling that Mr. Frost's days are numbered there unless he just absolutely run it up and make a run at the Big Ten West. And that's going to be a tall order for what he has on that side, because he has Iowa over there, he got Wisconsin over there. So we're going to see what happens for him.
But you know what? To piggyback off of what you lose to Iowa and Wisconsin. But if he went out the rest, he'd be all right. They'd be like, okay, you count Northwestern, so that'd be 3 losses. If he can go 9-3, even if they lose the bowl game, they say, okay, he started off bad, but he finished good in the end. 6-6 or 6-6, 7-5. I need to see you in my office Monday morning. Bring your playbook, everything. Bring them keys to the office. That's too much of an alumni base. They're not about to deal with that up there. They're not about to deal with that. It's the first Saturday. He didn't pay his bill, ladies and gentlemen. Man, look, when you make a payment arrangement, you have to keep it. You can't. Right, so look, this guy, I'm going to have to finish it. My co-host. So we were talking about the past weekend of the college football, Northwestern and Nebraska. And what ended up happening was Nebraska took one on the chin. We were in the discussion of Scott Frost's job, which I believe is in jeopardy. But he can also turn it around because it's only the first game of the season. Ends out, then maybe he secures his job. The next game that's last night, which was Penn State and Purdue. That was a good game. I'm sorry. Excuse me. That was Thursday night. Penn State came back to beat Purdue in West Lafayette 31. That was it was a good game. You know, game started rolling. I believe both of these teams, Penn State is going to be a sleeper because a lot of people gonna take them out the way. Because they Penn State. And Purdue is Purdue. We don't know. I'm probably being 7-5 teams, maybe 8-4, maybe, who knows. Then next question we come into, who we took a poll of who do you think is going to have the better season between U of A and the Spartans of Michigan State. You already know, as you see, I hard green and white fan. That team in Ann Arbor. This is what's funny to me about them. When we start to lose, this is where you're gonna hear all these excuses. Well, we lost, lost. The other kid that left. Well, Ronnie Bell, he came back from it. It's gonna be so that you're gonna want to stop even watching them because it's gonna be an excuse. It's gonna be an excuse every. And as far as Michigan State, Mel Tucker's 2-0 against Harbaugh. I see both of them losing because, like I say, Ohio State is the king of the Big Ten. I see them both losing to them. I see Michigan losing to Michigan State. I see Michigan game at Iowa. I see them losing. Penn State can beat them. Don't Penn State is that team. They don't show up every week. That's the only reason I put, all my eggs in that one basket. But as far as them other three, as far as when they go down there in Columbus, this is going to, I believe, if he goes down to Columbus 35-14, then they're going to say, well, you lost Hutchinson, you lost a couple of key players. If he go down there, he done. They're going to let him go. He's done. I was just telling the people who think going to have a better season between Michigan State and Michigan. And I was saying because once, like I said, once they start losing, you're going to start hearing it. So if he goes down, when he goes down to Columbus in November, if he goes down to the game, like I said, 35-14, that's the final, they're going to say, okay, whatever. If you go down there and it's 63-17, 60, they're going to fire you. Trust me.
Well, I have to agree with you. I was still able to hear your comments. Michigan State, who's probably gonna have a better season. I think in terms of numbers, Michigan probably will have a better season to the numbers, but in terms of quality of a season, I think it's going to be right about equal in terms of what they're both trying to accomplish. The expectations are much, much higher on Michigan right now in terms of what they're expected to do. And State, after watching last night's game, I wouldn't say worried, but I will say that I got some intrepidation. One, I'm going to save a few more of those comments when we actually get to the game a little bit further down. Of the two teams of the actual question, I think in terms of numbers, I think Michigan's going to have a better season numbers-wise. But I think Michigan State is going to accomplish what they need to in terms of keeping the bridge moving and the train moving forward towards making it a better program. I think Michigan stands pat as to who they are as a program this year, with a little bit of a slide coming down towards the end. Because I'm gonna hold on to that till we get a little bit further, because we got some things we're gonna talk about when we get to college football in terms of each program specifically. We're gonna move to the Lions really quickly. The Lions, I asked the question, what are the Lions win totals for the season coming up? I got 4% saying 11 wins, 10 wins, 11%, 9 wins, 8%, 8 wins, 19%, 6 wins, 23%, 5 wins, 8%, 4 wins, 15%, 3 wins, 8%, and one person said 4%. And I had one person, Mr. Ted Parfait, said, who is there? I forgot to put 0. So I'm going to acknowledge that for him. I got one person said 0. The highest percentage was 6 wins at 23%. I would have to agree with that. I'm looking at, after seeing those preseason games, 4, 5, 6, somewhere right around in there. If they win 4, 5, 6 games, it's going to be a miracle.
I don't even want him to get 6. Because if
I agree, because
get 6, if he gets 6, he need to get anything under 6. He doesn't keep his job, and nobody lose their job. This is not the guy. All he doing right now is telling you under 6, you have to fire him.
They're not going to fire him.
You got no choice. You got to fire him. This is what the difference is. Brad Holmes be like, this is not the guy. You're holding up progress. If you bring him back another year, you're gonna have to pay Jared Goff. So why would you keep him, right? The quarterbacks that's coming out. You got Bryce Young, you got CJ Stroud, you got that's we ain't even seen the rest that's out here. Okay, so if you're gonna start over and start to bring this clown back, then you get rid of him the third year. Now you still got to, when you can just get rid of him next year, draft your quarterback, bring the new system. I need him to get 5. 5 will get him fired. Because they're going to say, okay, he won 3 more than he lost. Good. Okay, they win. Let's say they win 6. They win 3, they win. If they beat the Patriots, that make 4. They beat the Cowboys, that make 5. Green Bay, that makes 6. They're gonna bring him back because they'll say if he lose to Green Bay, lose to New England, and lose to Dallas, and then he 1 to the Bears and 2 to Green Bay, he out of here. He can't win the conference. That's why we need him to win 5. The dude, all he doing right now is he playing. He's just saying what every Lion fan want to hear. That has to produce wins. This guy is trash and do that. I can do everything he's doing right now. I can get up to the podium and say it. That's what he's doing. It's like the girlfriend that keep cheating on you, but one day she's just gonna realize I'm the guy for her. No, she's not. This is what you know what he did. All he did is watch everybody who had the job before him. They handled the press conference, and all he did was rewrite what they said. That's all he did. It's like I told you. I asked some of my coworkers, "Do y'all remember this guy?" I don't even remember him playing.
So he said that you did they did the Trump lady when she took Miss Obama's speech. That's what he did.
Right. That's all. He didn't watch Gary Moeller. He didn't watch Wayne Fonts. He didn't watch all of them. And then he said, "Okay, I'm gonna each one of their thing, and I'm gonna just," and that's what he got y'all going. Man, look at that, like what you just said. Look at your preseason.
Mm-hmm.
You won 1 game. They should have been 0-3.
They should.
This guy's he's not the answer, man. He's not the real talk. Do you remember him when he played for us?
No,
honestly,
I don't remember him.
This is my thing to the Fords. If you were going to go that route, you should have gave it to the linebacker guy. I forget his name. I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Spielman?
Yes. If you was going to go that route.
Spielman was on the team that hired him. He didn't want to coach. He's one of the consultants to help hire Dan Campbell. And they were teammates together.
To go to there. You need to go. This is not the guy, man. This is
all right.
Not the guy. If you're going to start do it right. Because I would hate for us to draft CJ Stroud or man, this is what you're giving. Come on, man. Swift.
If I'm Stroud, I would pull. If I'm Stroud, I'll pull the little brother Peyton. Thank you, but we're not going here.
Oh, Eli Manning. Yeah,
I would do Eli Manning. I would do. Thank you for drafting with San Diego, but I'm not playing here. That's exactly what I would do if I was him. Now, without us knowing too, we slipped right into football. And once again, click like, click share, get on the phone, get on the internet, tell your friends that Kamau and Felix talking sports again. We also want to thank people who keep joining our page on Facebook. Thank you so much for that. We had a couple ladies who joined. We're going to be receiving gifts. Thank you so much for that. We were talking about Dan Campbell, the Hard Knocks heartthrob for the season, and how much he is loved and beloved by Hard Knocks, and every word they're hanging off every word that he says. They're holding on for dear life. Dear Dan, we love you. And so Dan Campbell, the Hard Knocks heartthrob, who we're discussing right now. I went night, and I said, I have a jersey. I started today. I told you, I started today off. This is I got on Randall Cunningham from every time they play. Every time we do a show, I'm wearing whoever jersey until they make me believe. It's sickening, man. It really is. It's sickening. Like for real, y'all talk about tradition. The city of Detroit, we're through and through. Man, this guy, if you just said it, he Bazooka Joe in the game. It's like, man, like when I see him come to the podium, for real. And it's like, what's so funny is if you like, I mean, I know Foster, he's no longer a columnist, and Mike Valini and all them. I give much respect to all of them. Man, I could not go. I would tell 97-1. I refuse to go down there, man.
is horrible.
Mike Valeni would not step his foot down there. Rico will, but Valeni won't go.
Man, he is horrible, man. It's like you said. It's okay. It's real funny. How do you get a BO and you finish 3-13-1? Explain that to me. None whatsoever. It's like 2-1 won't go. It's like Sinead O'Connor got a whole hit. It just some things just don't make sense, and that's something that doesn't make sense.
Like Dan Campbell is Jughead,
right? Which one of the Archies are he? Right? Man,
he Jughead.
He's horrible, man. I told you. Your boy Marcus Holmes. Your boy Marcus Holmes had season ticket. Like, you want to go to the games? I'm like, Mark, if we go to them games, we going to jail. Because I'm going down there with every team they play, I'm going to have on that jersey. And then you want right. So think about it. I like to foresee stuff. So let's look at it like this. Let's just say he had tickets to this game next Sunday. I go down there with this Randall Cunningham jersey on to me. And I'm around the Lions being a fan of Lions fans. And the Lions lose. What do you think gonna happen to me?
Nothing.
Yeah, let me help you.
I've seen it plenty of times.
Let me help you. You be doing
I have season tickets to the Silver Dome and to Ford Field. Them other teams would come in. Green Bay, it was always more Green Bay fans out there than it was Lions fans. So they didn't do nothing to them, but watch them cheer as the other team won. That's exactly what happened. All right, we got an opening date coming up on Thursday night. The Buffalo versus the Rams in LA. Their opening night after winning the championship. This is what they're considering a possible upcoming Super Bowl preview. Coming out of the AFC could be Buffalo, and the Rams have a good opportunity to repeat coming out of the NFC. I'm actually looking forward to this game. I won't be able to see too much of it because I'll be at work, working afternoon, 3:30 midnight. But it's okay. Just like last night's game, I got to go back and watch Michigan State play against Western. I got to go back and watch that on Big Ten Network. I'll be able to see
and John Glenn.
Well, I got some thoughts on that. I got some.
The people at work, I say, varsity played tonight. We'll watch JV tomorrow at 12.
Oh, I almost forgot Manny, the love activist on YouTube. He says that the Lions. We said the Lions are beating the Eagles for sure. We beat the Eagles for sure. I want you to come back next time, Mr. Manny. We're gonna see what happens. My prediction is it's gonna be close into 5 minutes into the first quarter, and then the Eagles are gonna win. I'm sorry. I love my Lions. But that's what happens. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Buffalo Rams, we got some notable games. Cleveland, Carolina, the Baker Mayfield Bowl. We got Philly, Detroit. Of course, that's because our teams. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. That's a good game coming up. We got New England versus Miami. The game I've nicknamed the has-been, will-be game. The has-been being in Miami. New England, even though New England has a new quarterback, the will-be will be Tua. What will they be is what I probably should say. Will Tua lead them to victory, even though he keep underthrowing the cheetah. He needs to just throw the ball from the time he leaves line of scrimmage, and then maybe that way you catch him in stride. Because every time you see him throw the ball is behind him. So I'm like, come on, man, just let the ball go. He'll run up under it. You can just look the safety off. He'll run past him. But I'm not the coach down there. I like Miami's opportunities. I like their chances. But I don't know. I don't know about that. When they first drafted Tua, I kind of figured that wasn't a good fit. And when he got into it with the coach and everything, I wasn't surprised all of that was happening. But we'll see. We'll see. I like to be proven wrong. Sunday night, Tampa Bay comes to Dallas. The Tom Brady show against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Monday night, Denver versus Seattle. You got the Russell Wilson Bowl going back to Seattle after he left unceremoniously left Seattle for Denver. So we're going to see what happened with that. And Mr. Russell Wilson just got himself a nice 5-year extension worth lots and lots of money. So he's taking care of it. Future, he probably gonna come in for a loan. Future gonna come to Russell Wilson for a loan because he making enough money to do.
That was a bad move. That was bad to me. That was a bad move for them. Got 11
for Denver to sign him.
Man, this dude got 11 years in the league, man. I mean, how long? The AFC West. You're not in a cupcake division. You got.
I agree.
You got.
Do you still think you still think Russ is still top 10, top 15 quarterback?
Nice Spark. No, man. No.
I would say yes to that. I would say yes to that. I would definitely say if I'm Denver, what are your options? Just like Phoenix. What are your options? You had to pay Kyler Murray. What was Denver doing before that? They were in obscurity with quarterbacks. After John Elway left, they were going, hey, grocery store guy. No, dang, that already worked in St. Louis. Come on.
No.
Home Depot guy. Let's go play quarterback.
No. You forgot Peyton went out there and won one.
He did. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
After Peyton left, they were like,
you said
what have they done quarterback?
You didn't say that.
I'm sorry. That's wrong. I'm sorry. I meant to say Peyton. I'm sorry. After Peyton left, they've done nothing in terms of quarterbacks. So they want to at least be solidified with a decent quarterback.
Did you give Teddy Bridge? Did you give Teddy Bridge? Okay. True enough. He's not in the same. It's Russell. You're gonna lock this man up. He already got 11 years in the league. Left on the Tigers.
Okay, now
because
let's look at history. Let's look at the recent history of the NFL. Okay. Would you have given Tom Brady 5 years at the age of 40?
See, now you add dime.
No, seriously.
Because you're adding the GOAT. You're adding it to some that don't
traditionally
can't do
a 40-year-old quarterback looked like Johnny Unitas when he retired. What was he doing at the end of his career? Kicking field goals. So I would have thought at 40 for Tom Brady, even though I agree that he is the GOAT, I wouldn't have given him nothing but a 1-year marker and go from there. But he got money when he was in New England. He got into it with them, and then he left, and they re-signed him again down in Tampa. Tom is 45.
He's a proof. He took New England. Look how many years he put New England on his back and took them to the
same thing in Seattle. He don't have as many Super Bowls.
No, ain't no same thing.
But he still. But Russell Wilson still put them on his back. He came back last season, year before that, with a broken hand, and still only missed the playoffs by 1 game. So to me, he's worth it.
Say that word again.
Missed the playoffs.
He missed the playoffs. Tom Brady didn't miss the playoffs. He still missed
1 year.
The playoffs.
Okay, hold on. The 1 year Tom Brady makes the playoffs 2 years in New England. 1 year because they had the same record as everybody, and they had been gone so many years, but by rule they couldn't go. The second time was when he hurt his knee. Russell Wilson has been to the playoffs every year. Russell Wilson has been to the playoffs every year, but the year he hurt his hand.
No, because the year before he hurt his hand, they didn't make it.
They didn't?
That was the year Marshawn Lynch. The year Marshawn Lynch, they didn't make the playoffs that year.
That's right. Marshawn came back from the last 3 games. You're right. But he's made it. What? If he's been in the league 11 years. Okay, but still, that's 9 out of 11 years.
That's 9 out of 11 years with 1 Super Bowl. That's not a good record. Okay, so you went to the playoffs 9 out of 11 years. One of the years you won the Super Bowl. You sitting. Okay, here you go. You're sitting at the table with. You're sitting at the table with. You're sitting at the table with Aaron Rodgers. You're sitting at the table with Patrick Mahomes. You know, if you sitting at the table, if you're not sitting at the table, you're on the menu, dog.
Okay, you said another name, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has one. Aaron Rodgers has been league MVP and have all kinds of accolades, and they just broke him off. And he been in the playoffs every year, We still only got one. So it's to me that's apples
Watch
and
how I get
apples. All right, come on.
that's why
what you got?
I opened it. I come through the door. That's why I opened it.
All
Who would
right.
you take, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson right now? All right, got him. Got him.
I hate
That's
to
why
say
I opened the door.
I hate to say it.
I knew you
Here's why.
walk through it. That's why I opened the door.
You right. I would take Aaron Rodgers, even though I can't stand him. He's still a winner. I agree.
You know what?
Aaron Rodgers is also hold on. Aaron Rodgers is also older than Russell Wilson. But did you think they should be paying him that much at his age?
Which I'm not understanding the point. What's your point of your debate?
You said you gave Russell Wilson 5 years after year 11. Aaron Rodgers has been playing longer than Russell Wilson, and they just gave him just as many years.
Once again, who would you take right now? Right.
Of course I would take. But my point is, it wasn't
right. I'm doing the Smurf stew, man. I said, well, I know he about to. I said, I'm over here stirring the pot. I just need the Smurfs. Got you, man.
Okay. I think we both have good points. How many quarterbacks are out there that you can actually? Seriously, how many quarterbacks are out there that in the league that you can, on any given Sunday, he probably gonna get a win? Not very many. So he's in that range. It is what I'm saying in terms of.
So it's 32 teams out here. It's 32 teams out here. I can name you 6. I can give you half. And one of them can't even throw. Lamar Jackson. I take Lamar Jackson over Russ. You wouldn't take?
I would take
Lamar Jackson over Russ. That's why.
Because Lamar.
That's why I just said.
Lamar gonna turn that ball over.
That's why I said.
Lamar when you get to a pressure situation, Lamar gonna turn that ball over.
Lamar gonna
run down the field with the ball like it's a loaf of bread, and he's gonna turn that ball over. That's why I would take Russ.
You gonna take Russ with that defense? With that Denver Bronco defense?
No, I'm talking about just as a quarterback. I know that.
Oh, just as a quarterback.
I know Baltimore got a much superior defense. That's not even a question. But I'm talking about as a quarterback.
Okay, I was gonna get you again.
If it's the last 2 minutes of the game, I won't go walk through that one. If it's the last 2 minutes of the game, who you want with the ball, Lamar or Russ?
Right now, I'm gonna take Lamar. Russ don't. If you send an all-out blitz to get Russ, are you gonna get Russ? Yes. If you send an all-out blitz to get Lamar, you gonna get Lamar? No. I told you for a reason. I got my black bag over here with my.
You may not get him in the backfield, but once you get him 15 yards down the field, and he's doing this with the ball, and you poke it out, he's gonna turn it over.
We don't know that. He don't run out of bounds. Who's okay? True enough. Is he that fast to outrun a DB?
Russell Wilson, no.
No, I'm talking about it's Lamar. Is Lamar that fast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go. The only person who's going to catch him is probably the safety. And if the safety touchdown.
That's because he got an angle.
There you go. You learned it to the dark side. Come over to the Gargamel. Come over.
All right. Great discussion. Let's move forward as we get to college football. We got some great games today. Oregon and Georgia, Pittsburgh, West Virginia. They played the other night. One of the original backyard brawls. Last night we had. Before that, really quickly, thank you, Mr. Michael Lawrence, coming. I don't know if I can say that nickname. I can't call another man that, but thank you, Michael Lawrence, for coming out and sharing our Saturday.
Man, tell me
I can't.
Nickname ain't delicious.
It's the only person I'm calling Daddy is my father, so I'm not calling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I mean, what is the third day of the month? What are you doing, man? They make it possible.
Michael Lawrence, thank you for coming out today.
Thank you, Michael Lawrence.
We appreciate you. Thank you very much. We can right now. We can go ahead and jump into Michigan State Western. What'd you call it? Westland John Glenn. I call Michigan State not very smart for taking that game. I call them not very smart for taking.
I'm gonna say like, look, this. Look, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I got saying, you know what I'm saying? Because for a minute it was 21-10 for a nice little minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. You got to get the first game jitters out. You know, get the fans for that. Mel Tucker and them is gonna be fine because one thing about them is you can prepare for them, but you ain't gonna know how to handle them. He tough. This guy took a kid last year, and I'm talking about Kenneth Walker. Wait for us. He wasn't getting no burn. Yep. Came out, should have been in New York. Was not.
Yep.
Put on a Heisman type performance against Michigan. So he has players to make him notable. All I'm saying is, because a lot of people ain't gonna underestimate them now. They out there. You're on the map. Yep. And coming back, you got Thorpe as the quarterback. You got a nice little tandem. They got three. Can you imagine can you imagine if Kenneth Walker didn't go pro? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I agree. Now here's why I say Michigan State should have never taken. No Michigan or Michigan State should ever take a directional school. Here's why. The locker room before the game. How many of y'all got recruited by Michigan State? How many of y'all from the state of Michigan? They don't want y'all. They ain't got love for y'all. They up there Suge Knighting them. You ain't got love for Death Row. They ain't got love for you here. And you from the state of Michigan, and all them kids and they crying, yeah, they ain't want me. And they gonna go out there and give the best effort ever against you. You don't take those directional school games. There's no way you should ever take those. When I saw that game on the schedule 3-4 years ago, because they scheduled them far enough in advance, I said, why? Why would you do that? I understand you want to give your in-state love. But you go and you find an HBCU. You send Delta Airlines to pick up the team and the band and bring them on back, and you have a good time. And you pay them $450,000, $650,000, beat them 56-6, send them home, feed them good, and you get your victory. You don't bring in a directional school with kids from that you may have or may not have recruited. All of them looking to make a name, and hopefully you can get out of there without anybody getting hurt. To me, that's what you do. You go find look. Let's be. I'm gonna give it to Michigan. They play Colorado State today. What league is Colorado State in?
That's the WAC.
Exactly, the WAC. In the WAC. So that makes a lot of sense to me. You schedule teams that you know you're gonna be, that you can get better against.
Wait, time out.
That you can get better against.
You keep walking through the door, son. Stop.
Hold on. As much as they talk about Michigan's schedule, they got 4 cupcakes to get ready for their first big game.
We can't say that. We can't say that because remember a couple of years ago, cupcake and they came in Ann Arbor and beat them. Here, I help you out. What's the name?
I know you're talking about Appalachian State.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We can't say that's the cupcake. But okay,
Appalachian State was consistently in the Division II playoffs. I wouldn't have picked that game either. You don't play against you don't bring in Rhode Island. You don't bring in Appalachian State. You don't bring in Troy. You don't play those teams.
Colorado State comes today to Ann Arbor and does the invincible and fire Jim Harbaugh.
They're not gonna fire Jim Harbaugh. They didn't fire him after 8 years of getting beat up by Ohio State.
No, I'm asking you. Do you fire Jim Harbaugh?
No. Why would I want to fire Jim Harbaugh? He's 0-2 against Michigan State. We love him. You
just on national TV and you don't fire him?
No, not after the first game. Okay, put it like this: if it was a late close field goal, and they kicked it, it was they got some bad calls along the way. But if Colorado State come in there and manhandle them, you're not going in the locker room to get the goodbye speech. You coming with me right now we already got the board of governors waiting in the building where they meet. We've already had an emergency meeting set up, a conference.
So they get up to 17. You don't fire.
If they lose by 17, he don't make it to the locker room.
No. 20, they lose 21-17. You don't fire.
Depends on how that 21-17 is. Is it a close 21-17, or is it a score that? Yes, it is.
No,
is the score
a
closer?
Loss is a loss.
Is the score closer of indicative of how the game went, or was it a game where Colorado State really pretty much beat Michigan up all game, and the game looks close, but it really wasn't close? But if it's one of those, they get a pick six at the end, and it's a momentum swing with 2 minutes left, and then they that sort of thing. I get it. Appalachian State, which that led to Lloyd Carr getting fired. I get it. But Appalachian State pretty much manhandled Michigan all game. They won it pretty much at the end with the good play at the end, but they manhandled the Michigan all over the field. That's what I'm saying. If it's a close game and Michigan, they lose to a close game, I'm okay with that. But if it's 21-17 and they just smack Michigan up all day around, and the game just happened to be, the score happened to be close, you're right. That's scenario number 3. Going in the locker room, kids. Come on with me. We're gonna get on this golf cart. We're gonna get on this golf cart, and we're gonna go over to Angel Hall or wherever it is that the board of governors meet, because we got it all on video cameras. So we got the TV set up for every single one of them. Yeah. We've already got this vote in place. Yes, that's what I would do. But if it's, like I said, if it's a bad call down the stretch, they get a errant pass interference, and they come down and score at the end, I'm okay with that, because stuff happens. But if you get beat up all day and it's 21-17, like you said, and they got manhandled, come on, get on this golf cart, sir. Team, just keep going left. That would be me. But they're not going to do that. Let's talk about, I know this is us pontificating. What's going to happen in the real world? The real world says, oh, Jim, it's okay. We love you. Oh, that's what's going to happen in the real world.
Real world. It's going to be an excuse. We miss Aiden Hutchinson. That's what they do. When they win, you hear nothing. When they lose, there's going to be a lot of excuses this year.
Now, we can say the same thing about State last night. That game was, like you said, was real close for a lot of the game. They were up 3-0 for a good little while. I'm at work and I'm checking the scores, and the first thing I see is 3-0. I think to myself, oh, here we go with Central Michigan. You got to be kidding me. Then I come back, it was 21-3. All right, cool. Come back 21-10. Oh, my stomach started hurting. And that's what I checked the game at the end, 35, 31, 13, whichever one it was. All right, that's better. But that game was close for a lot. And is that a worry for me? Kind of, sort of. But at the same time, you don't take those games. You don't give a team like that kind of motivation from kids literally in your backyard who've been looking at green and white their whole life, that they want to put it on, and you didn't offer them. So, even if I'm the coach, I'm gonna come back to it. I'm sorry. At halftime, see, I told y'all could play with them. You should have been on their team. That number so and so, that's supposed to be your number. You see that your number, right. That's supposed to be your number. But we here, we yeah. You got 57 Rudies in your locker room. You just don't take that game. If I'm Michigan or Michigan State, I don't take not in one direction I play. I'll take Northern Michigan. I play Michigan Tech, but I'm not bringing no directional school. I'm sorry, I had to go back to that. Right after we finish talking, I'm gonna turn on TV and we got U of M versus Colorado State. We got Michigan, Jim Harbaugh with the 2-ring circus for quarterbacks. What the announcement was, Michigan, we got 2 good quarterbacks and we're gonna play them to see who's gonna be best. And we're gonna one guy's gonna start the first game, the other guy's gonna play the second game, and then after that, we're gonna figure out who's doing what and take care of business. No, that ain't too bright. That you always, if you got two quarterbacks, you don't have none. You got the league champion, the kid who led them all season, who really should have beat Michigan State, who went and mollywopped Ohio State, Iowa, and they got beaten against Georgia, which was bound. But this kid has earned it. I know they want to keep JJ there because they're scared he's gonna transfer or whatever.
But JJ got hurt.
So okay? That's I should have asked this question.
So if JJ didn't get hurt, we got a whole different argument.
So do you think? So who do you think should be the starter? JJ or the other kid?
First of all, we're not playing with a full deck. Let's just credit that.
Almost not. Jim Harbaugh's not playing
right.
with a full
This
deck.
guy's not we're not playing with a full deck. He too, like my grandfather used to say, there's a difference between a problem and a problem. You have a problem, you can get help for that. When you have a problem, you can't problem. He did this because he owes it to JJ, but he doesn't want to make the other kid. What's the other kid's name? JJ McCarthy. And what's the other kid's name?
Yeah. It's McCarthy and JJ.
No, that's the same person. JJ McCarthy is the same person. Who's the other kid?
Oh, shit.
Well, anyway,
I'm sorry. I forgot your name. Sorry.
What he
look it up real quick.
He wanted to do was so he didn't want to be like, you lost your job because you got hurt. McNamara, he got scared. Okay,
McNamara, that's it.
He don't want, like you said, he don't want JJ because 9 times out of 10, JJ can leave right now and go start anywhere. 9 times out of 10, usually kids that transfer, they come back to haunt your career.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, Antonio Fargas used to play for Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Transferred, went to SC. Michigan, what did Fargas do to them? Clowned them.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 times out of 10, Ohio State. Who knows? He might even go up the road to East Atlanta. So that's gonna come back to haunt you. You're gonna end up playing him again. So that's the problem with that doing is, okay. They've teamed over Colorado State. You're not about to play JJ the whole game. So now you got to put McCain. Okay. Next week they play Hawaii. You're not going to play McCain. You're going to put JJ in. Now you're stuck because here come week 3. What if both of them go out in both games? Now what you going to do? What you should have did, this is the thing. You should have made the starter. I mean the captain, and then demoted it. That doesn't make sense. He doesn't make sense. So at the end of the day, okay, look, they showed the game They showed the game this week, Wednesday. Michigan and Michigan. Every time JJ got in the game, he fumbled the ball. They were until my man put the ball on the turf twice, and he threw a pick. There it is. Showed you to the promised land. McCarron. So that's Manera. That's who you should have. But once again, your head coach don't have them all. Spending the night over recruiting tree houses. This guy's a joke. Him and Dan
going to Minneapolis on recruit day.
Him and Dan Campbell should be roommates.
I agree.
Willis and Arnold. Rerun and Rod.
Fred Safford and Lamont.
Right, you big dummy. Rollo and Lamont. Julio and man, I'm going days and days for this, man. It's just they're comical, man.
Yes, it is. Very much so. All right. We are coming down the home stretch. We're going to take a quick call for the pause as we move to Stupid Sports News. All right. Thank you guys for returning with us. Once again, click like, click share. Thank you so much for coming out this Saturday. We're having a vociferous discussion about all things football, college, and pro. And right now we're heading into stupid sports news. The first thing we want to talk about, I really should have saw this sooner. I'm looking at the Washington Commanders logo. I say, I've seen that somewhere before. And it looks exactly like the Waste Management logo. Do we have a visual for that?
Wow.
I look at it and I see Washington Commanders, and I say, that look like copyright infringement. I wonder if Waste Management going after them for this. I moved. We may have a visual. I'm not talking about Waste Management. I like the Waste Management logo, but when you look at the Washington Commanders, okay, that's Waste Management. See Waste Management. See, beautiful.
Right.
WM green and gold. Look like Wayne State. They doing their thing. It's beautiful. But then I say, what happened? What happened to the Washington Commanders? Now I know they changed away from being the they went away from being the Washington Redskins. I know we're not supposed to evoke that name anymore, but they changed it. And I said, did nobody have a pickup on this? Did somebody clear this with Waste Management? So I don't know if we got the Commanders one coming up in just a second. So I'm like, why are we talking about? What are they thinking? I know that the people in the Washington D.C. area love their team, and I know they have a whole band and a whole song that they play. They actually get on the field before the game with the band and with a homegrown band. Now these are people who volunteer. They don't pay them for this. They pay their own ticket. They pay and they sit in their section, and they pay for their own uniforms. The team pays none of that, and they had to go back and change the name, in the song, which is understandable. You got to make changes. Things like that happen. But why not get a better logo? I don't understand it. I don't know.
Daniel Snyder. You have to ask him.
Does he? My next question is he a silent owner in Waste Management, or are they saying we the Washington Commanders and we are so bad that we liken ourselves to Waste Management? That's my question of the day.
I have no idea.
All right, moving forward, in the nothing to see here department, no news department, KD stays in Brooklyn. I knew when he announced that he wasn't going nowhere. He was gonna stay right there. I don't know what kind of kumbaya session they had, but if I'm the coach, I'm just play it out, let it play out. But if I'm the owner, this is what I say: your name on my contract. You're gonna be here with me. But when he requested it, I'd have went through all the beautiful steps of going, trying to find people, make it look good. But at the end of the day, I'd have pulled in the office. Thank you for coming to Brooklyn. We appreciate you wanting to be here in the past, and this is where you're going to be in the future, because I just signed you to a nice, lucrative contract, and you're not going to run off before you play for another team without playing for me when I already gave you this money. Thank you, Mr. Liner, for coming out. He says, go blue for today's game. And, of course, Detroit Tigers here. Oh, this side. There we go. That side. Spartans on that side. We're going to get to the really quick, we got a couple more things in Super Sports News. The Lakers signed Pat Beverly. If that ain't Stupid Sports News, I don't know what is. You know what it remind me of? When they signed that boy from Indiana. What was the boy from Indiana that came to the Lakers? Say it again.
Lance Stevenson.
Lance Stevenson. That's Lance Stevenson 2.0. You want Lance Stevenson came in to help, put some points on the board for the second unit. And so you got Russ and Lance, who are the best of friends. Yes, they are. So now you bring them two on the team. I know why the Lakers brought them in. They need a defensive presence. Their defense last year was Ole. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's just scored again. So you bring in a proven defensive player who pride himself in playing defense. I get that 100%. But will that work in the locker room? We gonna see. Will Russ make it to the beginning of the season? These are the questions that we don't know the answer to yet. I'm gonna tell you, you're right, yeah, because don't nobody want that contract. They'll take Russ. A lot of teams take Russ.
All Russ got to do is go up there into that nice little office that Jimmy got and say trade me. That's all you got to do. Because the Pat Beverly signing was all LeBron. Anybody that brings a problem to LeBron signs him. He did it with Lance Stevenson. He did it with Patrick Beverly. Gives LeBron fits. So why not have him go my team? Then I don't have to do him in practice. And when we in practice, I'm gonna make sure he on my team. Conquer.
I agree.
The loser in all of this is that's who they're gonna blame it on. Just like they did with the last coach. They're gonna blame everything gonna get blamed. That's barn. That's barn if AD stay healthy. He hit his leg against the coffee table.
The eyebrows staying healthy is just like we know it's going to be a new strain of COVID next week. So that's what's going to happen with him.
There you go, man.
Am I lying? But it sounds harsh, but am I wrong?
I mean, you know what?
I got you on that. You got me earlier in my turn.
I hope he stays healthy. I do, but not good at all.
All right. One more time for Stupid Sports News. Mr. Rodman wanted to go to Russia and try and talk to Russia on Brittany Griner's behalf. And he said he's going to go over there like he's going to go over to North Korea and talk to his friend over there. He said
Kim Chow now.
Russian government. Kim Chow granddaddy. And so he said he's going to go try and talk to the Russian people. And the U.S. State Department says, sit your behind down somewhere. We got this. So hopefully they can resolve the Brittany Griner situation.
Oh, so they denied him going.
Yeah, they denied him. They wouldn't let him go.
That might would have helped though.
I think it would have.
That would have.
But you got to remember, who was the last black man that went somewhere and got some people embarrassed in the United States? Jesse Jackson went to Iran back in the 80s and got them soldiers home and embarrassed the government. So they're not trying to do that again.
All right.
They're not trying to do that again.
You're talking about Jesse. You're talking about the Reverend Jesse that make up words that ain't even words.
The Reverend Jesse. Yep.
Right.
Up with hope, down with dope. That same Jesse Jackson. They're not trying to have that again. All
Jesse
right.
Jackson.
Really quickly, I had a field trip on last Saturday. I took my son with me to go down and see the Tigers play. They played a great game. They scored in almost every inning. Final score was 11-2. The game was never close, except for and maybe about one out into the bottom of the first inning, where the Rangers were getting ready to score. I think they had the bases loaded, and they got out of it with a double play. After that, the game was never close again. I started to go back again the next morning and for the 105 game, but I didn't want to feel like. The only thing is I don't like parking because you got to park and walk so far. That's the only thing about one of those big stadiums. My next field trip would be. Oh, they do. Yeah, but that's I don't want to get mad thinking about that because I'm gonna start cussing. So my next field trip is gonna be I'm gonna go try and see the Lions and the Cowboys at Jerry's World on the 23rd. Quick prediction on the game today. Who you got? U of M, and what's the score? U of M versus Colorado State. What's the score?
I'm gonna say 35-17. Colorado. U of M.
I'm gonna go 62-13 Michigan with a destruction, and they're gonna try and set the tone and set the pace, and for the season. I think that's what's gonna happen. We shall see you all again September 17th. Thank you guys for coming out again today. What a great show. Thank you for participating in the polls and everything that we do, and we just really love you. Have a great Saturday. Feet up. Happy Labor Day to all the people out there that work every day. Happy Labor Day, and thank you. If you got it off, thank your union. Have a great day, everybody.
It's only Happy Labor.
Only Happy Labor Day if you get it off. That's what you said.
No, it's only happy Labor Day. You don't have a job. You don't have no happy Labor Day.
I got it off. I got lucky. Be safe, everybody.
All right.